Hi, this is Patty, your FASD coach. Welcome to another free Friday Tidbit. Last week, we talked about inconsistent performance and how frustrating that is. And that had to do with lack of access to the memory banks, right? For whatever it is that someone has learned. So, this topic today, the first one I'm going to bring to you, is related to that. And that is the need to repeat things over and over and over again. One of the things about learning theory, which is how most of the world views behavior, is the premise that all brains are capable of learning something with very few repetitions. Now, when you're in a classroom or a work situation, or even just learning in the context of a relationship, it's okay to say, "What?" and ask someone to repeat themselves. Most people don't mind at all repeating themselves the first time or even the second. But if you ask them again what they had said, you probably got a sigh and a momentary steely look on the face, and then the explanation again. The more times you ask because you just don't get it or it's not sticking, the more you're going to be met with frustration and eventually with anger and shame. People tend to shame someone who doesn't get it, right? How many times do I have to tell you, right? Are you stupid? I'm sure you've heard that, or any number of other things, right? Again, this has so much to do with how alcohol has changed the way the brain is wired, making it very difficult for things to land in the memory banks in an orderly filing system where they need to be in order to be easily retrieved again. Things have to be explained again and again and again, sometimes 20 times, sometimes 100 times. It all depends. Everyone is unique. So there's no magic number. You just have to keep going over and over and over again until it has stuck. Where that is for everybody is a little bit different. And related to that, we have oftentimes an inability to generalize learning from one topic to another. Oh, that hair is just tickling my nose. So this also is very frustrating. And let me give you an example of that. So little Johnny took a lot of repetitions to learn not to run out into the street after his ball, right? Because it's dangerous, or, wants to play ball out in the street. And it finally gets it that the rule is don't play in the street in front of the house. And parents are so relieved. They finally feel like they can let their guard down just a little bit when Johnny's outside playing. Except they get a phone call from little Susie's parents who live around the corner on a different street, and Johnny is outside playing in the street. Now, Johnny doesn't understand why he's in trouble because it's not in front of his house. It's a different street. And he just doesn't get it. That's called generalizing knowledge. And we are all expected to do that, to take what we've learned in one situation and apply it to the next. Think about school and all the things that we learn there, right? We learn addition and subtraction, multiplication, division, and we're expected to be able to apply it to higher level math, such as algebra or geometry. It happens again and again across all subjects and across all relationships and life situations. It is assumed that we can build upon knowledge. That's just the way things tend to work unless you're neurodivergent. So be patient. Again, nothing about this is intentional. If you try harder, doesn't mean you're going to get it. right? And that's what so many people in this situation are told. If you just try harder, you'll get it. You'll be able to do it. And it's sadly not necessarily true. So, again, if you found this helpful at all, if it reframed some behaviors that you find very frustrating and are struggling with, then I'm so happy that I can, have presented something in a way that helps you to be more patient and more supportive, because that's what your loved one living with FASD needs, is they need the encouragement and the support and the patience. They need you to believe in them and to not assume that anything is intentional. It's just the way they're wired. And that's where it comes in so important to have accommodations or workarounds in place to help provide those structures, to help your loved one succeed, right? So if this has been helpful, please like, subscribe, share this video. You can find me on Facebook in either of two groups: Support for Parents Whose Kiddos Are Affected by Toxins and Trauma, or Caring Connections for those affected by fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. My book will be coming out in the fall, Sip by Sip, Candid Conversations of those diagnosed as adults with fetal alcohol spectrum disorders, and my podcast coming out next month, hopefully in June 2023, which is Living with FASD, Candid Conversations with Wisdom, Humor, and Compassion. Have a great weekend, everyone, and a wonderful week coming up ahead. And I'll see you next week, next Friday, for another free Friday Tidbit. And next week will be June, which means a new topic. We're going to get into the idea of abstract concepts. So we'll see you next week. Take good care. Bye-bye.